Hi, my name is Clover. I'm one of the owners of Bean Tree Baby. We have an online store, and if you're in Connecticut, we do local workshops and private in-home consultations. So if you come to one of our workshops or we come to your house for a consultation, we bring with us our big suitcase of carriers. It has one of everything that we sell online. And right on top today are the 3 Sakura ring slings. I'm gonna start off with a pure single layer linen, and I'm going to show you how to put on the sling, the anatomy of the sling, and then a couple of safety considerations for when you're wearing your baby. So to start, when you're putting on the sling, we found that most people wind up wearing the sling with the rings on their dominant side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to show you how to put the sling on my right shoulder. To start off, you're going to take the rings in your right hand. The tail of the sling, the extra fabric, is going to be also going towards the right hand side. Next, you're going to slip your left hand through the fabric opening, up and over onto your right shoulder. All right, now that I have it on, I'm going to show you the anatomy of the sling. The rings here are what the fabric of the sling is looped through and allows you to tighten and loosen as needed. Ideally, when the sling is on and adjusted to you and the baby's in, you want the rings to be in about a corsage position, a little bit below your shoulder. The actual shoulder of the sling is gathered, and ideally you'd like it to be centered over your shoulder, fanned out a little bit to however's comfortable for you. This is the tail, and this is what you're going to be pulling to tighten and loosen the fabric of the sling. And the tail has a top edge and a bottom edge. Next is the actual pouch of the sling, and this also has a top edge, which is closest to your face, and the bottom edge, which is closest to the floor. So once you have the sling on, what you want to do, even before you put the baby in, is to fit it to your body. This will eliminate some frustration that you may have if it's too loose when you put the baby in and you have to do a lot of tightening afterwards. So to start out and to tighten it through your body, what you're looking to do is run your hands along the pouch fabric, and ideally you want the fabric, when you pull it down, to rest at about the top of your hip bone. So this is a little loose for me. I'm going to tighten it up by pulling piece by piece through the rings and then retesting. All right, that's better. Right about my hip bone. So then again, centered shoulder, rings in corsage position, and finally reach behind you and make sure that the fabric isn't twisted and that it's nice and wide spread across your back. Okay. So a couple of safety considerations when wearing your baby, especially with a newborn. I'm going to pick up our demo doll. He's a little realistic looking, but he's not real. His name is Ulrich. He's a little bit bigger than a newborn. He's maybe about the size of a 2 or a 3-month-old. But when you're wearing your baby, there's a couple of key points that you want to remember. Their face should always be visible. So you never want any fabric covering their face. You want to provide proper head and neck support, especially for newborns and young infants. And then you also want to make sure that the baby's airway is always clear. This is especially an issue with newborn babies or babies who are premature or have had any type of illnesses already, such as breathing difficulties to begin with. So what you want to look for with an open airway is that you can fit 2 fingers between their chin and their chest. And we always recommend starting off with an upright position in the sling for new babies, because it's usually the easiest to get right the first time, and it also eliminates a lot of the issues with positional asphyxia, meaning that the baby can curl in chin to chest when they're in the sling. All right, so I'm going to put Ulrich down, and I'm going to change slings, and then I'm going to show you how to do an upright tummy-to-tummy position with a newborn.